Neal, Matt Bomer, faked his death in the white-collar ending, leaving many viewers wondering how the con artist managed to pull off the elaborate ruse. After 6 seasons, the USA Network series bowed out in 2014 with Neal successfully executing his most ambitious con yet, tricking people into believing he has died. Looking back on the show, it doesn't seem likely that he could accomplish the job alone. He could have gotten help from Sarah Ellis, Hillary Burton. Throughout White Collar's 6 seasons, Neal is established as clever and ingenious. Coupled with his ability to charm his way into anything, it makes him a great con artist. That being said, he is not without any weaknesses. While he can successfully pull off most of his cons during the show, he always has help from Motzi, Peter, or the whole FBI squad. Given how elaborate his fake death plan is as White Collar ended in Season 6, it's difficult to believe that he didn't have any assistance planning and executing the job. How did Neal seemingly die in White Collar series finale? Neal is shot in the finale. Neal getting into ambulance in White Collar. While White Collar ends on a shortened 6-episode final season, series creator Jeff Easton crafts a clever and satisfying conclusion for the show. As the FBI nabs the Pink Panthers, Neal is killed off in a shooting incident with Matthew Keller, Ross McCall. In his final conversation with Peter, Tim DeKay, he earnestly calls the FBI agent his best friend. A year after the tragedy, the series shows the cast moving on with Peter reuniting with Motzi, Willie Garson, Neal's right-hand man, who is back on the streets scamming people with his silly card games. This encounter sparks Peter's suspicions that his former criminal informant may have faked his death. Peter checks his storage locker and realizes that Neal has indeed tricked him. White Collar's parting shot reveals Neal strolling the streets of Paris, potentially planning his next job. Who helped Neal fake his death? Sarah always kept his secrets, likely including this one. Neal walks the streets of Paris in White Collar. Neal has a very small group of people he fully trusts, and he dupes all of them, even Motzi, evidenced by his heartbroken reaction to Neal's death. There is also the fact he remains in New York, pulling small schemes on the streets. There is only one person he knows wouldn't rat him out, Sarah, his ex-girlfriend. Introduced in White Collar Season 2, Sarah is an insurance investigator with Sterling Bosch who testified against Neal a few years back regarding a missing Raphael painting. Integral part of Peter's extended team, they develop a romantic relationship. They break up after she discovers Neal and Motzi are hiding a massive treasure, but that doesn't stop her from having feelings for him. They rekindle their relationship until she moves to London. White Collar never features Sarah again. Despite being an insurance investigator, the show establishes Sarah is not opposed to breaking minor laws to get what she wants. Fans saw this when she teams up with Neal multiple times. Based on her final appearance, it is clear that she still has feelings for the con man. Living in a different country decreases her risk of getting involved, making her more willing to help Neal pull off his scheme. While she may not have been there, she could have brought in the doctor and EMT who were in on the scheme. Will White Collar ever continue? Both Jeff Easton and Matt Bomer want to bring it back. This scenario also effectively brings Sarah back into the picture just in time for the possible White Collar revival. As she's supposedly based in London, it's not out of the realm of possibility that she secretly meets up with Neal to catch, or maybe even begin another affair. Given the character's popularity, seeing her factor in a planned sequel will be a welcome surprise for fans. With that said, it has been 4 years since White Collar creator Jeff Easton started talking about a revival.